Hi guys, sorry I can't be with you today, but I am going to go over the study guide with you. You should have picked this up on Friday, and now we're just going over the answers. And I'm going to give you a chance to put your answers into the Edpuzzle, see how you did. But I am going to walk you through every problem after the fact so that you have how to do each problem. All right, so take a second and put in your answer for number 1 in the Edpuzzle video. All right, after you've done that, let's talk about how to do this. Okay, so if you're unsure how to set up these problems that have parallel lines with a transversal, you need to remember that, first of all, those red triangles mean you have parallel lines. When you have parallel lines, you've got this relationship where every other angle will be the same measurement. So this angle and this angle and this angle and this angle are all one measurement, while this angle and this angle and this angle and this angle are all a different measurement. Now, if the angles that you're talking about have the same color, you will set them equal to each other. But if they don't, you are going to add them together and set them equal to 180 degrees. So x plus 78 plus x plus 118 is equal to 180 degrees. Combine your like terms, so 2x plus 196 is equal to 180. 2x is equal to negative 16 when we subtract 196 from both sides, and then divide by 2, and we would get x is equal to negative 8. Now, x can equal negative 8. That doesn't mean our angle measure is negative 8, because if you substitute that in, you'll get something different. You'll get the bottom angle is 110 degrees, while the top angle is 70 degrees, which together equals 180 degrees. All right, next problem number 2. Same idea. Actually, put your answer into Edpuzzle. And then same idea. We're going to look at are these angles congruent or are they supplementary? Take a second and color code them. Here, these 4 are all the same. These 4 are all also the same, but they're different. So you have 4 sets of yellow, or 4 angles that are the yellow measurement, 4 angles that are the blue measurement. Now, if we're looking at the angles in question, they are both marked blue, which means they are both congruent. So we're just going to set them equal to each other. 15x plus 10 is equal to 17x minus 6. Let's go ahead and bring all the x's to one side. Let's subtract 15x from both sides. And we would end up with 10 is equal to 2x minus 6. We'll add the 6 to both sides. And we will get 16 is equal to 2x. Then we'll divide out the 2 and we'll get x is equal to positive 8. Very nice. Now this says find the size of the bolded angle, and you can't really tell from this which one is bolded, but you're just going to substitute your value of 8 into that function and go ahead and do that. 8 times 17, I think that, what's it, 80 and 56, 136 minus 6 is going to be 130 degrees. While the 15x, that's 15 times 8, 80 and 40, 120, also 130 degrees. So yay. For this one, it doesn't matter which one you chose, right? You would end up with 130 degrees for your angle measure. All right, for number 3. Which of the following pairs are always congruent? Okay, so I think I changed yours to say when parallel lines are cut by a transversal, then which angle pairs are always congruent? Okay. Alternate interior angles are always congruent. Supplementary angles, no. Sorry, my dogs. Supplementary angles just have to add up to be 180 degrees. Corresponding angles, always congruent. Vertical angles, always congruent. Alternate exterior angles, always congruent. And that'll do it. Okay. Now, of the remaining ones, which ones are supplementary? Linear pairs are always supplementary. And of course, supplementary angles are always supplementary. Same side exterior angles are always supplementary. So that all of this comes down to, do you know the definitions? So quickly, let's go over those. If we are talking about A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, if these are parallel lines cut by a transversal, alternate interior angles would be C and F and D and E. Corresponding angles would be A and E, C and G, B and F, and D and H. Vertical angles, A and D, B and C, E and H, and F and G. Alternate exterior angles on the outside and on the opposite sides of the transversal, so A and H and B and G. Same side exterior, also on the outside, but on the same side of the transversal, so B and H and A and G. And last, linear pairs, any two that are right next to each other that make a line, so G and H, F and H, B and D, A and B, A and C, and there's more, okay? All right, moving on. All right, so let's go back, and this is just coming back to the terms that we just talked about. All right, so take a second and fill in the question on Edpuzzle, and then we'll go over this. All right, angles 1 and 4. Angles 1 and 4, these are vertical angles. Angles 2 and 7. 2 and 7, look, they're on the outside and they're not on the same side of the transversal. One's on the left and one's on the right. So these are alternate exterior angles. Angles 3 and 6. Angles 3 and 6. Look, they're on the inside and not the same side of the transversal. So these are alternate interior angles. How about 1 and 5? 1 and 5. Those are both in the upper left-hand position. They're in the same position. They are corresponding angles. Angles 3 and angles 4. These are going to be, look, these 3 and 4. They're right next to each other. They share a side and they make a line. This is a linear pair. All right, for number 5. Find the value of x. Okay, so we have vertical angles. They're opposite each other when two lines cross. These are always going to be these are always going to be congruent, always. So we're just going to set them equal to each other. So 78 is equal to 2 plus 4x. And we would solve this equation. Subtract the 2 from both sides. We would get 76 is equal to 4x. Divide out the 4. And and x will equal, let's see, 38, 19. 19. X is going to equal 19. For number 6, can you find the value of x? Go ahead and put that in Edpuzzle. All right. And then let's add up your angle measures. 2x plus 3x plus 130. All together, that equals 180. Remember, all three interior angles of a triangle all together must all equal 180 degrees. So these are the interior angles. And then we would solve for x. So we would have 5x plus 130 when we add our like terms. We would subtract 130 from both sides of the equations. All right, and we would get 5x is equal to 50, which means x is equal to 10. Now, if I'm trying to find the measure of angle A, I'm going to take that 10 back and substitute that in, and we would find that the measure of angle A is 2 times 10, which is 20 degrees. All right, next one. Find the value of x. Take a second. Do that in your notes if you haven't done it already. Put your expected answer in for x and then set up the equation. Remember, I mentioned to you, you need to be able to set up an equation here. And we did a lot of practice with this. We're just going to add the 3 angles together. So 5x plus 1 plus 87 plus 57 will equal 180. Add your like terms. So 5x plus, let's see, 130, 144, 145 is equal to 180. Subtract the 145 from both sides. We would get 5x is equal to 35, and x is equal to 7. And in this case, that's all we're asked to do, find the value of x. For number 8, find the value of x, but we're given these two sides are congruent. That means that the angles opposite them are also congruent. So these two angles are congruent. So congruent means the same measure. So if this one is 30, this one is also 30. And now we've got enough to set up an equation. 30 plus 30 plus x equals 180. So 60 plus x equals 180, and x will equal 120 degrees. All right. Next one. Okay, so I'm going to take these and move them a little bit. Excellent. All right. And I'm going to change colors here. All right, so these two angles here, the little one and the big one, together they make a line. This is a linear pair. They are supplementary. So in order to find anything inside the triangle, we need to start with that little angle. So 154 plus that little angle will equal 180. So let's see, let's just write that down. So you've got it, 154, I'm going to call that y, plus y is equal to 180. Now if I subtract that 154 from 180, I think you'll get 26. And so this angle, let's get rid of this. This angle here on the inside is going to be 26. So in here we have 26 degrees. Now remember that we have two sides that are congruent, which means these two angles opposite them are congruent, which means that this is also 26 degrees. So x plus 26 plus 26 will equal 180 degrees using that triangle sum theorem. X plus 52 is equal to 180. And x is going to be 180 minus 52, or 128 degrees. All right, number 10, we have a couple more that have that isosceles thing going on. So opposite angles, these two are the ones that are congruent. I've got one that measures 70, so the other one here must also measure 70. So 70 plus 70 plus x equals 180. And 140 plus x is equal to 180. X would equal 40 degrees. For number 11, we're back to two parallel lines cut by a transversal. If you're not sure what to do, color code it. So here are my yellow angles. Oh, and I know right away that the two angles in question are both yellow. That means they're equal. Let's set them equal to each other. 4x plus 17 is equal to 65. Go ahead and subtract that 17 from both sides. We're going to get 4x is equal to, oh, let's see, 65 minus 10 is 55, minus 7 is 48. So when I divide out that 4, I should get x is equal to 12. All right, and that's all we're looking for here. Find the value of x, and so x is 12. All right, let's go ahead and see what we have left. Oh, not too much left. Is that all? That's about it. Okay. I think that you might have an additional problem on yours that didn't get translated to this, but that's okay. We can talk about that tomorrow. For number 12, what did you end up getting for the missing angle? Let's go ahead and give that an angle measure or a variable. Let's call that x here. And remember that when you have an exterior angle, it's equal to the two remote interior angles, the interior angles that it's not right next to. So we can say that exterior angle, 95 degrees, is equal to x plus 49. And then subtract 49 from both sides. And so x will equal, let's see, that's minus 50, 46. X will equal 46 degrees. All right, for number 13, we have got three angles inside the triangle, 1, 2, 3. Add them up and set them equal to 180. 55 plus 80 plus 4x plus 1 equal to 180. All right, add up your like terms. We got three things we can add together. If I add them all together, I've got, let's see, 56 and 80 is 136 plus 4x equals 180. Subtract the 136. And we get 4x is equal to 44. So x is equal to 11. That works out just fine. All right, 2 left. All right, what did you end up with x for number 14? All right, let's take a look. We got, oh, they're the same, right? Color code them. Every other one. And if you're not sure, you can do them all, but if you just do 4, that's enough. If they are the same, set them equal to each other. So negative 4 plus 17x equals 15x plus 10. Subtract 15x from both sides. We would have negative 4 plus 2x equals 10. Add the 4 to both sides. We would get 2x is equal to 14 and x is equal to 7. You could double check that by subbing it into your angle measures, and you should get the same thing. 166, 170. Is that right? 70 plus 35, 105, 115, 70 plus 190. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Very good. Okay, find the value of angle B. Now notice that angle B is this piece of this angle, and together with 26 they make a right angle, so B plus 26 will equal 90. So subtract 26 from both sides, and you would end up with B is equal to 64, I believe. 64 and 26 is going to give us 90 degrees. So B is equal to 64. All right, I hope this helps you out. Jump on to Delta if you haven't finished that second Delta math assignment. Jump on to SST if you want to sign up to come after school Tuesday or Thursday. And I'll see you tomorrow.